It's been a while, hasn't it? 2 weeks to be exact. It's been 2 weeks. I've been busy. I've been so busy, you guys. Just kidding. None of us are busy because at this point, pretty much every state in the US is on a stay-at-home order. Welcome back to my story. If you did not know, my name is Harley Nouveau, and the purpose of this channel is to document my journey towards my North Star while hopefully helping you find yours along the way. So if that seems like the place for you, subscribe to my channel and add your name to the storybook that is my life. So since I have nothing better to do and I need to film, I figured, hey, film a chit-chatty get ready with me today, and that's what I did. So if you want to see how I got this look, and you also want to hear what I've been up to, hear what's been going on, or just, I don't know, listen to someone talk so you don't feel like you're going crazy. And also it'll take your mind off of the mean things that your pillowcase has been whispering to you, that bitch. Take a break from fighting with your kitchen appliances because it's the only contact you've had in a fortnight. So without further ado, let's get into this. As always, I am going to go ahead and do my brows first with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. This is in the color Taupe. Looks kind of muddy. And I'm just going to be using this angled brush from ColourPop. Anyway, hello, hi, how are you? It's my impersonation of Smoky Glow. It's been about 2 weeks since I uploaded last. As you know, obviously, there is a lot of mess going on in the world, specifically involving COVID-19, coronavirus. For those of you who don't know, the 19 does not represent the 19th coronavirus. It's the year 2019. I've been seeing some people online thinking that this means we had 18 before this. But people are dumb, what can you say? I lost my job, obviously, because of coronavirus complications. Not an essential business, so that was upsetting. And my nephew is staying with me. My nephew, my brother, and my nephew's mother are staying here at the moment. So it seems weird filming because I don't really get a lot of downtime because he's usually always awake. Excuses. I'll tell you, okay, so just kidding. The real reason why I haven't filmed is not that I'm a narcissist per se, but I'm very particular about the way that I look. I don't really like coming on camera if I feel like I look a mess anymore. Now, back when I was first doing videos, you would see me show up with like my horrible natural skin. Natural skin. But I want to look as presentable as possible, the same way that you wouldn't really leave your house looking a mess most of the time. I wouldn't anyway. So I've been drinking a lot of water, as you guys know in my last video I showed you. I'm still doing the water thing. I was warned going into it that it was going to cause me to break out because I didn't really ever drink water prior to doing this. And they said, hey, you're gonna get some breakouts because your body's gonna be purging some of the crap that it holds onto from not being hydrated properly. And boy, were they right. Up until about a week ago, I have been struggling with one of the worst breakouts I have ever experienced in my life. And I'm just now recovering from it. So I also recently discovered, I'm 99% certain that I have rosacea. Granted, I think I have like a very mild rosacea, but I was talking to Jasmine about my skin and my skin issues, and she was like, maybe you have rosacea, and I'm like, there's no way, because I'm thinking really severe, looks like rashes, that kind of thing. And she's like, no, look up Casey Holmes. There are people who have rosacea and it's really not that bad. Their skin's just usually a lot pinker than their body. Their face is usually pretty warm and their skin texture is a bit off. And occasionally it'll look like they're having a bit of a rash. And that's me. So I did some research into it. And yeah, so that's fun. I also was struggling with my hair because, you know, I decided I wanted to do my hair and it was a hot boo-boo mess. And I can tolerate my skin, I can throw on makeup. When my hair looks horrible, you are not gonna see me show up on video unless I'm in the middle of doing my hair, like my hair vlog from February. February, when it was a much simpler time and we thought the world was gonna be a lot more different than it was as of right now. Okay, 30 minutes later, my brows are done. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Putty Primer. This is just in the weird natural skin color. This primer is okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst. I've had worse. Speaking of, I have press-ons, and I kind of like them. So that's been that. I don't know if you can hear the music in the background, by the way. Hopefully not too much, because I don't want to get copyright strike for my non-monetized channel. But recently, one of my favorite people in the world, Kelly Eden, who follows me on Twitter now, suggested this band to me called The Midnight, which I'd never heard of. And I've never really talked about my musical taste to you guys, but it's always been difficult defining what my favorite genre of music would be, because I'm so, I don't want to say fickle, but if you know me in real life, you know that I struggle to make some decisions when it comes to preferences about things. Like, am I emo? Am I happy? Do I want to be colorful? Do I want to wear all black? Do I like pop? Do I like rap? This or that. I'm a just bundle of indecisions and regret. And because of that, I've never really been able to pinpoint a specific genre that reached out to me the most. But I discovered this band through Kelly called The Midnight, and they are what is called a synthwave band, which is like a mix between pop, techno, and like 80s nostalgic flair. I am obsessed. My favorite band of all time, probably. And their song Los Angeles is probably my favorite song of all time. Okay, I'm gonna let that primer sit on my eyes. I'm gonna go ahead and start on my face, just because the look that I'm envisioning is gonna be difficult to split into half. I'm gonna have to do my eyes last. So let me put some primer on, not because I think it works amazing, but because my skin's been going through it, man. Using my hands today because why not? CDC says don't touch your face, and I say, watch me. Is it sad? I think I might have already run out of stuff to talk about. Oh, and I'm using a mix of the e.l.f. Putty Primer and this Pure 4-in-1 Primer, in case you really wanted to know. So yeah, my hair journey. I was supposed to get my hair done prior to losing my job, and it just did not work out, so I had to do my hair myself. And as you can kind of see, the toning process took a weird turn because the color didn't want to grab evenly everywhere. So I have like blonde, gray, pink, lilac, but it's tolerable. It was horrible at first, but it ended up being okay. I know Jasmine, if she's watching, she's gonna be like, your hair always ends up okay. It doesn't. Don't let her lie to you. Concealer. As always, my pretty fresh concealer from ColourPop. It's my fave. So, I was talking about being fickle, and you guys know, especially if you've watched me before, I am very indecisive, especially about aesthetics. You know, it seems like every other day every other day I'm like, this is what I'm gonna do to my hair. Do I end up doing it? No, I don't. So I was talking about my plans for the year. I was gonna do like a different color split dye every month. Changed my mind. And then I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a split dye platinum and baby pink, or a split dye baby pink and baby blue, and changed my mind. I did, however, in this long period of not being allowed to leave the house, spend a good multiple hours photoshopping different hair colors onto myself to decide what I actually wanted to do. I settled on a pastel kind of peachy pink color. It's the one I think complemented my skin tone the most. Similar to this actually, but a little bit lighter. I'm gonna do that the next time my hair fades. If it turns out as good as I think it will, that's gonna be my permanent go-to hair color. Next, I'm gonna contour using the Morphe Dimension Effect stick. This is in Effect 2. Just gonna draw in some shapes. I don't really have a lot of definition. Oh, speaking of definition, I stumbled upon, and I'll put that in the video, a picture of me back when I was skinny in high school. And she shook, you know, because your mind kind of changes with you over time. You convince yourself that you look different than you did. So in my mind, now that I've been fat now for years, I'm like, oh my God, I was never skinny. She was skinny. She had a jawline. She was cute. That gave me some motivation, because I feel like the only person in this quarantine who's actually losing weight right now. All my friends are saying that they're gaining, and I'm pretty sure I'm getting smaller. Yeah, this video is probably all over the place right now. gave me a lot of hope, honestly. I'm using this time in quarantine to just get my life together physically, because I'm trapped here, why not? Are you guys excited for that instant influencer show that James Charles is doing? I said his name, I promised I wouldn't. Don't worry, I'm not gonna talk about him. I'm still not the biggest fan. I am gonna watch the show only because one of my favorite people in the world, his name is Indigo to Hell Christian. I follow him on YouTube. He's so freaking talented and way underrated. And he got cast on the show, so I'm gonna be watching him. And I'm hoping that he wins. I'm usually pretty good at picking the winner of stuff. When I watched the Glow Up, I was like, oh, Ellis is gonna win for sure. And lo and behold, Ellis won. Oh my God, did I just spoil a like 2-year-old show? I think I did. And RuPaul's Drag Race, which I'm single white female obsessed with. Also usually very good about predicting the winner on that. This season, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Gigi. I'm hoping it is anyway. Not because she's thin and white, but because she's really talented. As you guys know, I did live under a rock, so I've only been using this for a short period of time. But I'm gonna go in with the Photo Focus foundation from Wet n Wild. This is in the color Porcelain. And I've been using these Korean like sponge puffs to do my makeup. I usually spray it with a little bit of setting spray first, just to make it a little bit moist. And then just pat that shit in. I've been thinking a lot about my channel. You're like, oh God, here he goes again. As you guys know, I struggle all the time with like what I really want my channel to be about. And I love makeup, of course. I love a lot of things. And it's difficult because I feel like YouTube and social media in general is very hard to do with any actual success unless you have a niche that you're filling or you're geared towards a certain thing. Look at that, yes, yes. And what I mean by that is typically channels that are overly varied don't have a lot of success. People, beauty influencers, let's say, pretty much just stick to beauty because that's what they get known for. And when they venture out from that, unless they have a secondary channel for vlogging, typically doesn't get as many hits. Most people are not one-dimensional. So to assume that the only thing I'm really into is makeup would be disingenuous. And I struggle, even though I only have like 116 subscribers now, I struggle with what to upload about because I feel like most time people are not gonna care. You guys know I do vlogs. I pretty much stick to that or makeup or gossipy type videos. I'm gonna bring this down my neck because, you know, my face is a lot different skin tone than my body. I've been struggling with what to post because I love so many different things. I love video games. My favorite series of all time is Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of anime because I told you I was weeaboo trash. I love fairy tales. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. I love crafts. I love a lot of different things. And I've been struggling with this idea of whether or not I should include that aspect into my channel. I don't think people are gonna care. And ultimately, at the end of the day, YouTube is an outlet I use to express myself, social media in general, makeup. I mean, obviously I would like to get exposure because that would help me be more successful as a makeup artist or whatever I want to be. But I got some product in my brow. But I'm settling on this idea that, you know, it's my channel. Why don't I just do what I want to do? I talked about Kelly earlier showing me this band, and Kelly's channel is similar to this vibe that I'm talking about, where she just pretty much does what the hell she wants to do and uploads it. So do I try to fill a niche, or do I just be myself and see if maybe that will be what draws people to me? Because I consider myself naturally charismatic. It seems like people like me. I consider myself likable and relatable for the most part. That sounds egotistical, but that's just based off of feedback I've gotten through the years. So you could argue that because makeup would be the most prominent thing, my channel is more of like a beauty influencer with all 3 people I influence. I don't feel like I'm being pigeonholed into something. I've talked before about things I want to do that I just don't know when I would have the time or resources. But like, for instance, I want to do a series where I recap or review or basically just go back through all of RuPaul's Drag Race the various seasons and review the episode, but also recreate my favorite makeup look from the episode. And that's for like every single episode. So that people who are interested in the show, but maybe they don't want to commit, or, you know, maybe they're just interested in hearing how other people feel about it. I want to do a series, or I want to do some videos where I recreate different fairy tale makeups and then also tell the story of that fairy tale while doing it. I thought that would be pretty cute. I want to do more crafty videos. I want it to seem more like me. And I know I've said that before, but I had a lot of plans for this year, you guys, and can you blame me that they're not really working out? I am gonna minimally set my under eye. I'm gonna actually use the RMCA powder for this. Also, because my skin has been so, I don't know, dry, scaly, I'm trying to avoid putting powder on it. I've been trying to use some of my older palettes because I've been neglecting them. So today I'm going to use the BH Cosmetics Zodiac Love Signs palette. I'm going to do a semi-neutral-ish eye. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fluffier brush. This is just a Profusion brush that I got years ago. I'm going to take this light bony color, which is the Scorpio Matte, and I'm going to place that all over the lid just to set down this primer. Well, it's a bit lighter than I thought it was going to be honest with you. Well, this wouldn't really be a video of mine if it went without any hiccups, you know, would it? How have you guys been holding up? You know, I made that video talking about ways to keep your shit together, essentially during this apocalypse, and I'm curious to see what you guys have been doing. I've tried maintaining as much of a semblance of normalcy as possible. My sleep schedule is all the way fucked, but I've been making my bed every day, trying to clean, just keep my daily habits going so that I don't really go crazy. I'm gonna take the JH40 brush and I'm gonna go in with this Virgo matte, and I'm gonna use that to place a little bit of color here on the outer V and then carry it underneath. I don't wanna say the goal of this eye look is to have it more focused down here, but it's kind of the goal. And then next, I'm gonna take this e.l.f. brush. It's just like a denser brush. It's smaller, and I'm gonna go in with Cancer matte, and I'm gonna use that to try to blend out the edges a little bit to soften it up. Okay, and then again, just blend that underneath. This is probably more of a packing brush if we're being honest, but and then go back and reinforce that a little bit. Yeah, like that. I feel like my get ready with me always end up just turning into a literal tutorial because I get so focused on what I'm doing. Next, I'm gonna go in with this JH39, and I'm gonna take this matte Gemini. It's like a brick color. I'm gonna use that to deepen up the part closest to my eye. You wanna know how bored I've been though? I literally, and I don't know if I said this in my last video, I might have, I cleaned the pool. Because if you watched my video of my house tour, which I would link below, but I don't feel like putting that effort in. There's a pool on the property I'm staying at, it's not my property. And it's dirty all the time. So I was so bored the other day that I literally went and cleaned it. Literally running out of things to talk about. I'm gonna take this liner from the Cream Shop, it's a brown color, and I'm gonna use that to add a little bit of a liner here in like a triangle, just to reinforce this shape I made. I've been trying to debate what my next video is gonna be, because I can't decide if I want to do a print in the pea-size review or if I want to follow a tutorial, like record myself following a tutorial for the first time. I might do that. Using that brush with Gemini, I'm just gonna blend that a little bit. So just blend it a little bit, like that. Okay, I'm gonna replicate that onto the other eye real quick and I'll be right back. I can never decide what color I wanna do my eyeliner. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna take this cream gel liner from ColourPop. This is in the color Mr. Bing, their names. And I'm just gonna use that to line the outside corner of my tight line where I put the liner. The dark brown line, you know what I'm trying to say. And then on the inner part, I'm gonna take a lighter color This is gonna be like a nude. Same company. It's gonna be Honey Dude. Calling the police. This one's literally just like a nude color. Should be called Honey Nude. As you can see. Next, I'm gonna do my bronzer. And I'm gonna be using the Milani Silky Matte as always, if I don't throw it across the room. That band I was telling you about, they have a song. I have this like complicated dynamic with a friend of mine. And this band that I'm like obsessed with has a song named the same as the name of my friend I had the complicated dynamic with. And the song actually fits very accurately to his personality and our dynamic. I'm not going to tell you that because in the event he ever pops on my channel, I don't want him to know I'm talking about him. I say that, you can probably hear his name in the song. I try not to talk about people too much that I know on here, unless like they're no longer in my life. In which case, I got no problem talking about them. Because A, there's no reason they would ever see this. And B, even if they did, it's not like I'm talking about personal deets. When I say talk about them, I mean talk about like my dynamic with them, not talk about them themselves. Because no longer being friends with somebody doesn't really give you an excuse to share all their deep, dark secrets. There's some people who don't know that lesson, and yeah, I just find it really crappy to do that. Out of respect for my previous friendship with people, I will never talk about anything like that. I will, however, totally put them on blast for their behavior. I want to start doing that thing that like professionals do, where they don't blend, they just pat. Pat McGrath? Just kidding. I don't know if she does that. Just because I feel like it helps prevent it from looking as patchy. Granted, my makeup's gonna look patchy no matter what right now because my skin is being weird. You'd think after drinking all this water, instead of getting scalier or drier, it would make it more hydrated, but your skin, such a weird thing. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, weirdly enough. Would have never thought that I would play a game like that back in the day, but you know, the quarantine does weird things to all of us. I got a new backdrop. I don't know if I talked about that for my videos. I can't use it just yet because I got nowhere that I can put it up. But when I get the chance, I'm so excited to show you guys because it's like a Disney castle, essentially. Like a fairy tale castle, night sky, shooting stars, that whole thing. Weirdly enough, I'm about to talk to you about my nose. I feel like my nose looks crooked all the time, and it's not the way that I contour it. It's literally just the way that shadows hit it, which is strange because I've never broken my nose, so I don't know why it would look like that unless I just have a naturally like a really crooked looking nose, but it really bothers me. Next, I'm gonna do my highlight because I like to put that on before blush now because I'm trying to learn how to be a better makeup artist all the time. I'm always trying different skills. Speaking of, I did Jasmine's makeup a while back and it looked phenomenal. Of course, my favorite Rady Moonlight Sunlight palette from Makeup Obsession. I'm gonna go in with a mixture of Treasure Hunt and My Sunshine here. I'm gonna use that to highlight my face. I like this because, like I've said before, it's like a more natural glow than, it looks powdery kind of, but like on camera, it's more natural looking than some other highlights that I've tried. Granted, that just came off really bright. It's more natural looking, he says, as it then like turns my face into an oil slick. Don't worry, some of this will tone down with blush. And speaking of blush, it's time for that. My favorite blush is this Milani one right here in the color Coral Cove. I just feel like it looks so beautiful. What shape do I want to do today? I'll start out here. Why not? One thing I will say is I feel like powder has been taking to my skin a lot better since I've started drinking a lot more water. Maybe that's a sign that my skin's improving. I don't know, but I feel like everything just looks like a lot heavier than it used to with less pressure. Maybe I'm just getting paler. I need to spray my face down because I feel like I feel really dry. And then I will get on to the finishing touches. I'm using the ColourPop setting spray. I really should just buy stock in ColourPop at this point. I feel like I own so much of their products. Okay, I'm gonna go back into the Zodiac palette and I'm gonna use this color, Virgo. I'm gonna use the shimmer on my under eye, like right in here. I love the shimmers in this palette because they're very glittery. And then I'm gonna use the middle color, which is actually just a highlighter on my inner corner. Look at that, yes. Sometimes I do my whole makeup, you're about to say duh, and then I get to the finishing touches and it's like everything looks more diffused than it did before, and I really don't like that. I'm gonna do my mascara next just so it has time to dry. I'm gonna be using the Thrive Cosmetics mascara. It's my fave. One of them anyway. I want to get like a brown mascara at some point. I'm just copying all the Korean beauty trends. I actually ordered a while back before all this mess. Who knows when it'll arrive, but I got the Misha BB cream that like everybody who tries BB cream loves. And I'm interested to see how that works out. Just because a lot of my makeup taste happens to coincide with trends that are popular in K-beauty, like my foundation coverage, where I put blush half the time, things like that. So I figured why not try it, live a little, live on the edge. I'm gonna do my lips. Into that I'm gonna be using my, you guessed it, ColourPop Ultra Blotted Lip. This color right here is very close to my natural color, so I like using this one. If you're someone that loves like that kind of blurring effect of lip makeup, again, really popular in K-beauty trends, the Ultra Blotted Lip is a really good one to use for that. And then I'm gonna take this color, which is like a more coral color, and I'm gonna put that in the center. Okay, I'm gonna style my hair, throw on an earring, and I will be back to wrap this up. And for the sake of feeling the fantasy, I'm gonna go ahead and put on my favorite perfume at the moment, which is the Don't Make Fun of Me, Chloe by KKW Beauty. I really like the component, I really like the smell, so just a moment. I never spray it on my neck because alcohol is one of the ingredients in most perfumes, and you don't want to make your skin age faster, so I always just spray it right here. Over the river and through the woods, a hop, skip, and a jump later, and this is the look that we landed on today. I'm torn between thinking I look really cute and also being like, what the hell is happening? I feel like this makes me look a lot more like sadder. Like, how do you feel about it? I don't ever do this eye shape where it's like more downturned. I don't know. I just like playing with different things and I'm bored, there's nothing else to do. Well, thank you for stopping by my story and see what was going on in this chapter. I hope this video didn't turn out to be like 3 hours long, because you know, I talk a lot. Believe it or not, I do have something that I need to do right after this, which is write a letter. I've been writing my friend letters while he's in the army, and I need to write one for this week. So I'm gonna go ahead and go do that. Sound off in the comments if you have any opinions about anything that I talked about, or this look, or you just want to chat. I'm always down to have some company. That's all that she wrote in this chapter of my story. As always, I am Harley Nouveau, and I wish each of you every happiness until our stars next align.